The point spread is the most popular way to bet on football and basketball because it's the number set by oddsmakers that evens the playing field between two teams. Here's how it works. Oddsmakers make one team the favorite over its opponent by a certain number of points based on the perceived skill divide between the two. The perceived part is important. Oddsmakers aren't predicting how much they think a team will win by. They're predicting how much bettors think a team will win by in order to attract equal money on both sides. If they get equal money on both sides, they are guaranteed a profit because of the price embedded into your bet. Now, the favorite must win the game by more than the number set by oddsmakers in order to cover. If it doesn't, the underdog covers the spread, and those that bet on the dog will win their bets. When looking at your sportsbook or the odds pages here at Oddshark, you will see something like this. Team A minus 4.5, Team B plus 4.5. So the point spread here is 4.5 points and Team A is favored while Team B is the underdog. It's important to remember the favorite is always identified by the minus symbol. This simply means that at any point during the game, you would subtract 4.5 points from the favorite score to determine if the favorite is covering the spread. The underdog is identified by the plus symbol. To determine if the dog is covering, you would add 4.5 points to the underdog score at any given time in the game. In this case, if you place a bet on Team A, they have to win by 5 points or more to cover the spread, because they're favored by 4.5. If Team A wins the game by 4 points or less, or loses the game outright, you lose the bet. Your bet on Team B will win if they lose by 4 points or fewer, or if they win the game straight up. Let's use an actual football score to illustrate the point. If Team A wins 20-13, they have won by 7 points, which is of course more than 4.5 points. So they have covered the spread and you win your bet. If Team A wins 20-17, they have still won the game, but they failed to cover the spread because they only won by 3 points.
If the game's margin of victory lands exactly on the point spread, that's called a push, and bettors get their money back.
Leading up to game time, oddsmakers can change the point spread due to a number of reasons. These are called line moves and mean that your team might be favored by 4.5 points if you bet on them on Wednesday and favored by 7 points on Sunday. This can happen if there are injuries to key players or the weather is bad, and usually it just happens because too many people are betting on Team A at 4.5. In this situation, the sportsbook encourages people to bet on Team B by offering them at a higher point spread. You'll need to be diligent when picking your line for the game you want to bet. If you're betting the favorite, you want the point spread to be as small as possible. If you're betting the underdog, you want the spread to be as big as possible. And that's a basic understanding of how the point spread works.
Head over to oddshark.com for our sportsbook reviews page to learn about the sportsbooks who provide odds.